In this video, I'm going to show you how to add insulation value to an ICF wall. Keep it simple, right? I'm going to show you a whole bunch of different combinations on how to add insulation value to an ICF wall. But before we get into that, just check the comment section down below, guys. I'm getting a little more organized and we have links available down there. How to contact me, our Patreon channel for exclusive footage, courses that we have available, gear for sale, and also just tools that we use on the daily. So just check that down below and might be some interest for you, maybe not. All right, so today we're talking or going to demonstrate the Nadura ICF system. But all these components and combinations, most block companies will have those available, whether it's Logix or Amvic or Fox. They all have similar features. So I'm just going to show you what I know. These are the features that I know because I use Nadura the most. So let's jump into it. So your standard form is a R24 full wall assembly. So you have 2 5/8 of foam. You'd probably go with a 6-inch concrete core and another 2 5/8 of foam over here. So the whole wall assembly is an R24. Now, okay, you want to add extra R value, and the beauty part about this system is you can add it very easily at a low cost, and you don't have to add other steps or elements to maintain that insulation value. So what I mean by that is, I guess you'll see it when we jump into it, but see, if you look at these snap ties, if you're not really familiar with ICF, we have these plastic ties. They're every 8 inches. They hold the force of concrete when we pour, but they're also there for easy attachment of drywall on the interior and exterior on the outside. Because right here, they basically demonstrate where the ties are. So you could just screw right into the plastic ties. It's all engineered. So you maintain that easy attachment no matter what. So if we're adding R value to this system, we're not adding R value and then having to strap it or do something later. We could just add R value to the inside and we don't change the system at all, and it's still easy to attach later on in life. So we got our standard block there. So the next thing you could do is, rather than buying a 6-inch core, you can just buy an 8-inch core. So right here, we have a 8-inch core, and then you can buy a 2-inch insert. So if you buy the 2-inch insert, you just slide these bad boys down. I would recommend moving the concrete more to the interior side of your building, and that way you get usage of that thermal mass, and that mass of that concrete's more related to the interior temperature of the building. Your insulation's more to the exterior, and now you have an R32 wall assembly plus or minus. So it may not be an exact R value, I'm not going to get into specifics, but you're very close to an R32 wall right there and then. So that's easy to do. Very, very cost effective. So then the next thing you can do, if you want to level up a bit more, just buy a 10-inch core. So we still have the standard 2 5/8 foam on each side. We have a 10-inch core, and then we add a 4-inch foam insert. And just like that, now you have an R40 wall assembly. So it's very simple, very cost effective. We're not having to add a whole bunch of different layers and materials. It's just slip it in, done, very easy to do. And then once you're done pouring your concrete, you have a fully insulated wall. So that you can go on with that combination. You can buy a 12-inch core and add 6 inches of foam, whatever you want. But you kind of got to weigh the pros and cons, because all of a sudden you're going to get to a pretty thick wall over time. So right now, we have a 15 1/4 inch wall. Now, I'm gonna be talking about thermal mass and what that means in other videos. So stay tuned for those, or keep an eye out for those videos, because a thermal mass is actually something that is kind of a storage battery for energy, and it's adds to the wall assembly more than R value ever would. So I'll go into detail on that on another video. So if we move over here, most block companies have a thicker type block. So for Nadura, they call it the XR35. It comes just like this. So you have 4 inches of foam on each side. You buy it, you install it, and boom, you have a R35. There's no need to add different inserts or anything like that. Now, I don't know if you'd want to get too carried away adding more, but if you wanted to, like right now, yeah, that's a 16-inch wall for R35. Now I have it, that's with an 8-inch core. So if you want the 6-inch core and you want to go crazy R value, now you have about an R43. So you take a 35 block with an R8 insert, you still maintain your 6-inch core. And then, for the sake of getting a little crazy and carried away with options, I'll show you one other option here. I'm gonna call on pro journeyman Michael to maybe give me a hand. You can buy an unassembled block. So this is the one side of a XR35. If you didn't want your wall assembly too thick, then you can grab some 6-inch ties. Mike, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
I think we just throw a couple in just for, oh no, we should bring that other block over. And then just buy a standard unassembled block. You'd have to assemble it on site. Oops, sorry, Mike. Rookie. Now obviously you would put a tie everywhere, but for the sake of the video, we don't need all of them. So now that would give you about an R29 or a 30, and you would have about a 12 3/4 inch wall with a 6-inch concrete core. And that's it. That's basically all the different combinations on how to add R value to an ICF wall. I think it's pretty simple, pretty effective, and the system's still done all at one step. So with that, we'll sign off. Check out all my other ICF videos in the meantime, and check those links below. Thanks for watching.